Hey, good people. We're back with day two of my challenge, your water chat break with with Lizandra. I'm not sure yet. I just know I'm here with my water. Grab your water and let's talk for a few minutes. So today, I, with the help of my prompt, see, I want to talk a little bit about why I'm doing this again, challenging myself to show up authentically me. And so I created a challenge for myself for 30 days to do it in one take. So I was supposed to say one take water challenge. No, one take is a challenge, but showing up every day is a challenge. Clearly, I'm not going to edit this video. I'm going to post whatever comes out of my mouth. Oh my goodness. Be careful. Anyway, so as I set up these prompts, I just wanted like a guide. I'm not sticking strictly to what it says because the one for today was or is, what was that moment or time or day when you realized you were more than just your title, or have you had that moment yet? Or does me talking about this trigger you to think about, yeah, I probably need to start thinking about that. But as I was thinking about that particular prompt, I thought, yeah, it wasn't just a moment or a date on a calendar. And it's probably that it may be that way for you too. Wasn't that way for me. And I had to really think about that. When was that? And it was a while ago, like at least 10 years ago. Now I'm retired. My hair. I retired in 2021, right? I'm going on 5 years of away from professional, being in the public sector, being in a leadership or senior leadership role in the public sector. And I started thinking about like when did I first feel like I was more than my title? I don't know. I always feel like I was always more than my title. I think for me, it was important to be a title in order to gain the respect, to sit at the tables that I needed to sit at so that decisions that were being made could be influenced by myself or my lived experience or my education. So it was important for me to gain these titles while navigating the public sector. But about 10 years ago, I started on a course of personal development with a person named Lisa Nichols that you may or may not have heard of. And she's been on Oprah, she's been on a lot of different things. She's a best-selling author. She's a world-renowned speaker, global. And I had an opportunity I went to one of her events, and I'll just share this. I was sitting in the audience, and I could hear God speaking to me, said, "You're supposed to work with her. You're going to work with her." And I'm like, okay, God, there's thousands of people here. I don't know this lady. Oh, and she was also one of the authors, or shown in the video, The Secret. So I'm like, I'm not gonna be working with this lady. Yeah, who am I? Fast forward to less than a year, I was working with her inside of her company, being on the sales team, being behind the scenes, which was valuable. But through that process, I started doing a lot of self development. It was there that I discovered that I really wanted to be a life coach, that I've always been a coach, but I wanted to hone some skill sets. So I started doing that, right? And I got my certification through the company, and it's like I'm a life coach. Still a title, right? I'm a life coach, still a title, not a title inside of a public sector necessarily, but it was kind of my separation from that title because as I was looking at the public sector or my life coaching business, um, I was looking at in terms of what I was going to do after I retired, after I left public service, after I was no longer that. I would have this new title of life coach. And so that's kind of where I was like, I had to really think about it. And so you might have to really think about it. If you've started that process, it's like, when did I start separating from the title? I mean, I know I needed to sit at the tables. So that was kind of where it was planted. I started thinking about, I can be effective outside of this institution, inside of sitting on these in these council meetings, but outside of um, you know RFPs and all the things that come with federal funding, all the things that come with being in public service, also being in senior leadership, all the things that come with that, all the things that come as being a Black woman sitting at these tables, who has the authority to speak up and speak on behalf of your community, because oftentimes you might be the only voice. And so I thought that was important for me, and it was important for me, but it wasn't all of who I was. And so, there was a time when I would say, I'm a life coach, I am a this, I am the director, I am the senior such and such. And it's been a road to separate from that. And the pandemic just sent me over, and the things that I was asked to do inside of that space, it was too much. It was bubbling over. I knew that I was going to be leaving, but it started bubbling over then. And it was time to go. That doesn't mean I separated from the title right away, which I'll say for another video. But that was when. And so I want you to think about your when. When did you start thinking about? Have you thought about? Are you separating from that title? Think about what that might look like for you when you start separating from the titles that you have within your public sector, within your senior leadership. That's all I have for today. That's it. That's enough. Unedited. I'm posting it as is. Already had my water. Hope you had your water. My H2O. I'm going to post this, and I just ask you to subscribe, and let's see what tomorrow's prompt is. But I want you to think about it. Get in the comments, subscribe, but also tell me, where are you? Have you thought about that? Are you, when people ask you who you are, do you start with the title of what you do? All right. I'll see you good people tomorrow for day 3. Take care.